I don't care about that. Okay, here we are. So I'm gonna get back in the camera right here. Hello, this is Coach Morrison, and I'm going to be talking to you. Hopefully, you can see me because I got the back camera. So I'm gonna be doing some math today. I love math, and we're gonna just do some math together. So what we're gonna do is we're going to look at certain concepts. Now, if you look at squaring numbers or dividing, decimal point, anything you want, you look at what is fun. What's a fun thing to do? So let's look at something here we can do. Let's do numbers in the 50s. Okay? And so we're going to square numbers in the 50s. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's easy to teach, it's easy to do. People tend to like it. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at, for example, now we can do 54 squared, okay? Which is really 54 times 54. But the square makes less things for me to write down. So here's the steps. You're going to look at 5 is 25. So 5 is 25. So we'll go, so 5 is 25. Okay, so it equals 25. The number on the right, you're going to add that to the 25. Okay, so we're going to add this number to 25. And so now that'll be 29. All right. Then we're going to square this number here. So we're going to square this number here. So 4 squared is 16. And you add that to the end. Okay? So very good. So I said pretty fast, but it's pretty simple. Let's just do it step by step. If you have paper and pen, follow along. Let's do that one again. 54 squared is 25 plus 4 is 29. And then 4 squared is 16. And that's the answer right there. You see? That's pretty good. So I want you to be able to do it mentally. So we break it down. Now, let's go and do another one in the 50s. All in the 50s. Let's do 51 squared. Okay? So what's the answer? Think about it for a second. So you're looking at the 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26. So we have that. We've got 26. Then you're going to square 1. Well, 1 squared is 1. Since it's less than 10, we're going to go 0, 1. And that's the answer, okay? So 51 squared is 2,601, okay? 2601. All right, that's cool. Now, let's do another one. Can we do 53 squared? Okay. Again, let's look at the steps. So you know that 25 plus 3 is 28, right? And then 3 squared is 9. So since it's less than 10, it's going to go 0, 9. Okay? That's great. And again, I can't see any reactions. So I hope you're following along. But I'm using the back of my camera, and I can't see what you're doing. But this is for you to study with me, okay? Very good. Hope you're having fun with that. So, again, 50s are a lot of fun. And so, let's do another one. Let's just see if we like to test you to make sure that you got this down. The best way to learn something is to constantly test you as you're learning it, not later. Because if you have to be tested later, then you really just have a chance to show off. But right now, we're getting the mind fired up. This is new information, so you're not really afraid. This isn't something you've had before, so it's new. So it's kind of fresh. So again, so it's 25 plus 2 is 27, right? And then what is 2 squared? 2 times 2 is 4. So it's going to be 0, 4. And that's the answer. Okay? That's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay. So let's go a little bit higher into the 9s. Or to the 5, excuse me. 59. There you go. What I'm trying to say. Let's go to the 9. Okay? So 59. So it's the same thing. We know that 25 plus 9 is going to be 34, right? Okay. So it's 34. And then 9 times 9 is 81. So it's 81. And that's how that works. Okay? So that's pretty cool. I like that. So we can do the entire range and get all the answers. Okay, so you want to do that? So what I'll do is I'll write down 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55 for now. And we're going to square each one together and see what we get, okay? So let's just take the steps. So we've got 25 plus 1 is 26. 1 squared is 0, 1. Got it. Okay. So do it with me. See if you can do a little faster than I do it. 25 plus 2 is 27. And 2 squared is 0, 4. You got this. You're really, really good. Let's do this one here. 25 plus 8. Sorry, I said 8. 25 plus 3 is 28. Thinking of myself. And 3 squared is 0, 9. Okay, so now we're going into base 10. So 25 plus 4 is 29, and then 4 squared is 16. Good. And the last one, okay? Again, we've got 25 plus 5 is 30, and then 5 squared is 25. So it's 30, and 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so we did that one. Okay, now let's go and do the rest of the numbers now from 56 down. So we got 56, 57, 58, and 59. Okay, what we got left. So let's start. We're going to square all these numbers. Put a little square sign on top. We know what we're doing. And 25 plus 6, okay, we know that's going to be 31. And 6 times 6 is 36. Good. Again, we've got 25 plus 7 is 32. 7 times 7 is 49. Am I going too fast? Okay, good. Again, we got 25 plus 8 is 33. And 8 squared, 8 times 8 is 64. And the last one is 25 plus 9 is 34. And 9 squared, 9 times 9 is 81. Okay? That's it. You're wonderful. You're great. So that's easy. That was, not only was it easy, it was practical and it was fun. And so that's how you square numbers in the 50s. Okay? Now, you could do numbers in the 40s. You can do numbers 60s. You can do all that. But right now, we're going to focus on just we've done squares. So now we're going to do something a little bit different now. We're going to show you how to multiply a number that ends in 1. Okay? So for example, 1 second here, my TV went off. It was on pause. A little noise there. Scared me. Okay, so let's do 31 times 41. Okay, so what you're going to do. You're going to look at this number here on the left, and you're going to say 3 times 4 is 12. So you can think of it as 12. Okay. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add up these numbers. Okay. So 3 and 4 is 7. So you put the 7 there. And then you just 1 times 1 is 1. That's the answer right there. Okay. So it's very simple. And it wasn't even base 10. So it didn't go over base 10. Let's do one here. Let's do 51 times 81. Okay? See what we got. Well, we know that 5 times 8 is 40. Okay? Then we have something here. It's going to be a little bit trickier. You've got 13. You've got 13. So now what you have here is when you have a 0, you just cover it. Okay? So the 13 is going to be right here. It's going to be 1, 3, and then 1. And that's what that is. Okay? Now, the thing about math is it's amazing. When you see a 0, you just always just cover it over. If there was a 2, you add to that, but it's pretty simple. Okay? Let's go back and do another one, or continue on. See if you got this one here. What is 21 times 41? What's the answer? Okay. Well, we know that this is going to be 8. This is going to be 2, and 4 is 6. And this is 1. Okay? Very simple. Now, again, maybe you think, well, this is really simple math. I mean, it's easy stuff. Well, the point about it is when you learn the small stuff, the big stuff takes care of itself. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do, I'm going to just kind of jump a little bit forward, and we're going to do a 2 by 2, but it's not going to have many ones. We're going to show you a simple technique of how to manipulate numbers on paper. Okay? So again, this is not one. This is actually, different numbers. So what you're going to do is I'm going to show you the structure, and you can do it mentally later on, but I'm going to show you the structure. So this here is 7 times 2 is 14. So you're going to write the 14 right here. 14. Okay. Then you're going to look here, and you can see that this here is 49 plus 4. Okay. So you just put that together. So you can do it 2 ways. If you can't do it in your head, you would write down. You could write down 49, and then you could write down 4, which is 0, 4. Okay, and you get 53. But the point is, you want to be able to put it together in your head. So let's just do this. Okay, so 49 plus 4 is going to be 53. But I want you to line it this way. It's called the stair step method. You put the 5 underneath the 4, and you have a 3. So what you have in your mind, you can literally look at it and see. You can actually see already it's a 193. It's already coming together. 193 is coming together. All right. So here you've got 2 times 7 is 14. So you put down your 14 like that. Okay. So now you already know it's going to be 1944, and that's the answer. 1944. That's pretty cool. Okay. Because when people do math, a lot of times they do it backwards. They go 14, put down the 4, carry the 1, and then, But what we do here is by putting it in this way, we can actually see what's going on in our mind. And so what happens is this becomes part of your mental thought process. So you just look at it and you say to yourself, okay, 14, and then you say, okay, 14 and only 5 and 3. So now you know it's going to be 193. And you say, okay, 193 plus 1 and 194 and then 4. So you kind of can see it in your mind and just write it out as you go along. That's how people do mental math quickly, because they have a pattern that they follow. It's like a stair step. You can see it there. Okay? Because if you were to put this all together like this, if you went 1, 4, 5, 3, 1, 4, you'd be wrong. That's not the answer. Okay? You'd be doing the wrong thing. But by sliding it over, you see how it lines up and how it works. So that's the important thing. So that's basically what I want to show you today. And the thing about it is, you don't want to tax your brain too much. You want to always do something which is special. Your mind can only hold so much. So let's say this was a cup, okay? And your mind can only hold 1 cup of information. But you have a big bottle, a big gallon, okay, of, of information that you make it look nice, that you want to put into your brain, okay? You can't do it. It'll overflow. So it'll overflow and make a mess. You don't want that. So what you do is you take the information, which is exactly the same size as the cup, and you decide how fast you want to fill the cup. Okay? It's the same size. So you fill the cup two ways. You can do it fast, or you can do it slow. Okay? Fast is this way. Fast is 20 to 25 minutes. And then you take a 20-minute, excuse me, that's wrong. You take a 5-minute break, not 25-minute break. Take a 5-minute break. That's it. That allows you to think, to get it in your mind, and it's quick, and then you take a break. Okay? That's called the Pomodoro method. You can do that. The second way is 90 minutes and a 20-minute, and it's a non-sleeping break. So you sit down, close your eyes, and just breathe, relax. You don't sleep, you just take a non-sleeping break. Okay? And so this is a system that works for you as well. But this takes a little bit longer, but you still you take your time and you go through the information. Same amount of information, but you just continue to go through it and make your little test for yourself, reiterate on it, work on it. You don't do more, you just simply review it more over that 90 minutes. You take that 20-minute break, you have to go back and start over again because your brain is ready for more stuff. And so that's the important thing. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to cram. Like I said, cramming is taking a lot of information and trying to put it into the cup. Okay, it's all packed up, and your cup can only hold so much information. You try to put too much in, it overflows and makes a mess. So that's why people who are really successful studying know how to study. They don't cram. When you cram, you're trying to force too much into one particular segment of learning, and your brain can't hold on to it anymore. You get over stressed out. That's it. So we're done for today. You can go back and watch this when it's released. But this is what I do, and my whole entire system is called Focus 5, and that's the most important thing. What I call the focus is you have to learn to focus on everything. And so what we do here, we focus, we learn, and then we test ourselves in the study, and then we apply it afterwards. And I'll end by saying this. You ever heard someone say, I want to be like Mike? And you know how Michael Jordan was in his day. He could run on the court, he could slam dunk, he could hit the hang time, they called it, he could jump high. He could still a lot of stuff. He really looked fantastic on the field, on the court. And people say, I want to be like Mike. I want to do what Mike does. But they forgot one thing. What made Mike great wasn't his performance. It was his work ethic. From getting up 4 o'clock in the morning and going to the court and studying and practicing drills that were very rudimentary, very simple. He did them over and over and over again, practicing the free throws and dribbling and passing and just doing stuff that was really boring, but it was basic. He did longer and better than most people. So when he got on the court, when he got in the game, it's automatic. He just did what he did, and the level showed itself because he was just that much more prepared. And so the preparation period is what you need to want to be like, not the performance. The performance comes after that preparation. It's not automatic. What's automatic is going to the court and studying and practicing and getting the proper rest and nutrition and studying and doing that stuff. This is what people, they go to it. someone who is good, they don't have to be forced to get up early and work hard all day and get some rest and avoid distractions, avoid watching TV and scrolling all day and just being involved in things that really don't matter. It's about focus. Focus your life. So as you get throughout your particular thing you're doing, you're just better at it because you're prepared. You go into what seems to be it's automatic, but it's part of what you do. It's who you are. So that's what we do. At Focus 5, we focus on all things that we do, and we become better at it. And if you're not better at it, then well, you're not focusing. That's what it's all about. Okay, so I'm going to end this live. Thanks for being here. And this is Coach Morrison. Talk to you later.